Okay, I'm going to start this video off with a little story. I don't usually do that, but I'm just going to start with a story and you're going to tell me if it sounds familiar, okay? So there's a person, who believes really, really highly of themselves. They think that they can do it. They think that they can achieve things. They're like, okay, I have big standards for myself. I want to be rich. I want to start a business. And I want to, provide for myself and my family. Like, I want to take care of people. So they're like, okay, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to sell clothes. And then I'm going to post on TikTok and YouTube. And I'm just going to promote my business to Instagram, TikTok, and all the other social media platforms. And then they set up to do it. They're like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then they start thinking, what will my coworkers think about me? What will my classmates think about me? What will my family think about me? What will my friends think about me if they find this? What if I try to do this and it fails? And other people start thinking like, oh, they tried to do this but it failed, so like they're pathetic. They failed. That's so embarrassing. And then they're like, okay, wait, maybe I shouldn't do this. Like, I don't want to be laughed at. I don't want to be like a joke. I don't want to be ridiculed. I'm just going to save myself the humiliation and I'm just not going to do it. Please. Does that sound familiar? Because I know it sounds familiar because that's why you're here. You know that you can do big things. You know that you have a huge calling and you have a lot of things that you would like to achieve, but you're too afraid of what other people think about you. So now I have questions for you, okay? So at the end of every year, whenever you do a little reflection of yourself, do you ever find yourself being like, wow, I could have achieved so much. I have so much potential, and I know I have a lot of potential, and I could have achieved so much. I could have been rich by now. I could have started my business. I could have become TikTok famous. I could have, finally become an NHL star, an NBA player. Like, I could have really done big things, but instead I was too afraid to audition for things. I was too afraid to try out. I was too afraid to post. I was too afraid to take my shot because I'm too afraid of people laughing at me. Or do you just like not dress the way you want to? Do you find yourself being like, wow, I have a great sense of style, but I'm too afraid to dress that way because I'm afraid everyone at school is going to laugh at me? In this video, I'm going to talk about how to stop caring about what other people think about you, because it's literally the number one thing, I can guarantee you, the number one thing that's holding you back in life. Nothing else is holding you back. Not your fate, not your potential, not your resources, nothing else but the fact that you are so scared of the fact that people are going to laugh at you. You cannot unlock your true potential and see what's truly meant for you unless you stop caring so much about what the person next to you thinks about you, because I can guarantee you it's never that deep. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is that it's never a you problem whenever people are talking bad about you. Never. It's never. Because the people that talk bad about you know that they are not it. Like, they know that they have nothing to offer. They have nothing, okay? Not one singular thing to offer to this world, so they are going to do everything it takes to knock everyone else down. It's not a personal thing. Like, I'm sure they do it to basically everybody, and if it is just you, you should take that as a compliment, because they don't see anybody else that's worth their time than you. Like, you're the only person that they're like, okay, my hobby is going to be them. My number one interest is them, Like, I've never met somebody who tried to knock someone down whenever they actually believed in themselves and actually had, like, a hobby and something to do. Like, all my friends have a vision for themselves. They want to do something. One of my friends want to be a professional hockey player. One of my friends, no, soccer. One of my other friends wants to be a professional singer. She wants to be a big singer, a big name out there. One of my other friends wants to start her own business. What else? I feel like, another one of my friends want to be a really professional and like well-known comedian. So they're all doing something with their lives. Like, they're all busy. So nobody in my friend group is a hater. I feel like haters just have way too much time on their hands. And honestly, I get it. Like, if you had nothing to offer to this world, why would you spend that time taking time to better yourself when you know you're that pathetic and you know that you're that hopeless? Like, if it's just a hopeless matter, like, obviously you're not going to spend time on it. Like, if I know that I'm going to fail this course, like, best believe I'm not spending time to try to get my grades up. Like, I'm just not doing it. If that class, I'm going to fail it, I'm just going to try to get next semester. Like, I'm not about to, like, I'm not about to trip about this course that I know I'm not going to pass. This is the same thing with them. They know that in this life that they have nothing to offer. They just feel so hopeless and pathetic and just pathetic, literally. And they're like, okay, like, I have nothing to offer. I can't better myself, so I just gotta go after these people. These people who have huge futures ahead of them, I'm gonna try to break them down because that's the best I can do right now. If I can't have good things, neither can they. That's their mindset. So it's nothing personal. It's literally just the fact that they're losers. That's literally it. That's what I found, at least. Like, there's never been a moment where somebody hated on me where I was like, oh, I wish that I could switch positions with this person. Like, girl, be for real. Like, do you really think that, like, this person is hating on me? I'm like, wow, I wish I had their life. No, I don't, because they're so pathetic and drama and just so gross. Like, I've never seen somebody where I was like, they're a hater, I want their life. Like, no, get a hobby. Like, if you have a big vision for yourself, right? If you have big goals, if you have just an aspiration of any kind, if you see yourself in your life, you see something for yourself, you're not gonna have time to hate on other people. So whenever you see haters and you attracting haters, you know you're doing something right. You know that you are on the right path because these people see something. They're like, oh my gosh, she's the next big thing. I have nothing. I'm going to be a disappointment to my parents. And it's going to be so embarrassing whenever they see her at the top. I got to stop that immediately. That's what they think. Don't let them do that. Show them that you're like, you know what? Y'all are losers. Go get a life. I'm still up here thriving. Another thing is that, like, there's no point in trying to change what other people think about you. Like, you could spend a million years trying to explain to people who you truly are and try to explain to them, like, why they shouldn't judge you, and they're still going to. Because haters are haters, and you can't change that. If they don't like you, they don't like you. They probably don't like anybody, you know? Like, you just can't change it. Like, it's not going to happen. So why would you spend so much time that you could be spending on bettering yourself, on making every goal that you've ever wanted come true? But instead, you're like, oh, don't hate me. Like me. Like, I want everyone to like me. Like, don't judge me. Don't blah, 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 blah. You could be spending so much time bettering yourself. You could be spending so much time, like, making everything you've ever wanted come true. But instead, you're like, I'm going to spend my time on these losers to try to get them to like me. Who cares if they like you? They don't even like themselves. Like, ever. So why would you care if they like you? If they don't like themselves, there's no chance in actual hell that you're going to get them to like you. It's just not going to happen. And why would you want to be liked by something so pathetic and so strange? Like a hater. You want to be liked by a hater? That means that they see something in you that they like. They like something about you. And usually like attracts like. Like, usually like happy people attract happy people. Negative people attract negative people. Haters attract haters. Like, the more the merrier, right? And so if there's somebody who's super negative all the time and hates everyone, they want somebody who's going to hate with them. They want people who are going to hate with them. So if they're a hater and they like you, what does that say about you? Why do you want that? Why do you want them to like you? I know it's great when everyone likes you and that's fine and dandy, but there's only so much you can change. If they don't like you, then that's not your person. Like, cool, bye-bye. The next thing is that you're not responsible for how people perceive you. You're really not. All you can do is bring yourself to the table and be as nice as you can to everybody and include everybody and just show them who you are. And then their perception of you is up to themselves. Like, I used to work in this job, right? And I had 3 managers. 2 of them, I was the same person every single time. Every single time I was there, every single day I was there. I mean, I had off days and great days and whatever, but they 3 were always together. So they always saw the same version of me, right? And 2 of them really liked me. They really liked me. They gave me great references to other jobs. Like, they really enjoyed working with me. The other one, they didn't like me. She thought that I was, you know, that I talked too much. I don't know what she didn't like about me, actually, to be honest, but she just didn't like me. And that's okay. You know, like, I can't change that. Like, I showed me, who I am myself, and then the 2 of them like me, one of them didn't, and that's good. That's how it's gonna be for the rest of your life. That's just the way it is. You could be the same person with everybody. There could be 10 people in a room. 8 people will think you're cool, 2 people won't. And that's fine. That's completely fine. And it's such an unrealistic thing to be like, I want everybody to like me, because everybody is so different. Like, I could say that I really like Selena Gomez, and you could be like, no, I don't like her. That's fine. We're seeing the same person. We're seeing the exact same person. It's Selena Gomez, but I'm seeing one perception of her and you're seeing the other, and that's fine. Another super important part is to know who you are. Holy shit. And the next thing is that you need to know yourself. You need to know yourself from the inside out. And I feel like a lot of people, you know yourself physically. You know what you look like. I have brown hair. I have brown eyes. I have this ring finger, and I always have the gold ring on it. And I have this finger, and I always have the silver ring on it. I have red nails, blah, blah, blah. It's easy to say when you are on the outside, because I feel like that's something that everybody, like, there is no real perception on that. Like, everyone knows I have brown hair. Everybody knows I have brown eyes. Like, that's just something that everyone knows. But whenever it's on the inside, it's hard to be confident in that, because it's not something that it's not as agreeable all the time. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm hardworking. I know I'm hardworking. I know that I'm very giving and I'm very generous. I know that I'm mature. I know that I have big goals and I have a great future. And I know that I'm going to make sure that I have a good future. That's stuff that I know about myself. But if you don't know this and you're not as set about who you are, like, I used to not know who I was, and I still stumble upon people all the time who have no idea who they are. Somebody could tell them that they are lazy, and they think that they're hardworking, but somebody will be like, you're lazy, and they're not set on the fact that they're hardworking, right? Somebody will be like, you're lazy, and they'll be like, oh my god, I'm lazy. I'm literally lazy. And they just start spiraling, you know? It's so important to know who you are, because you're going to meet a whole bunch of people who are just haters. They're so bitter, and they want to say the meanest things to people because they've been through a rough life, because people have said mean things to them. They haven't succeeded in life. I don't know what it is, but they've just had a rough life, right? So they'll try to take it out on other people, and they'll go for the people that they know don't have that strong mentality of who they are yet. They can see through people's cracks and be like, okay, this person's not set on who they are yet. They don't know who they are. Like, they have a vision of who they are, but they don't know who they are yet. This person is very vulnerable and very susceptible to criticism. Like, they're definitely going to be easy to pick apart. And there's psychotic people out there that will do that. They will literally take the people that they know are not confident yet and pick them apart. Don't let that happen to you. Don't let yourself be that person. I used to be that person. Literally, they would be like, you're so selfish, you're so lazy, you're so insensitive, you're so this, you're so that. I know that I am sensitive to people's feelings, but I'm not going to sugarcoat everything for you. And I know that I'm sensitive to people's feelings. I know that I'm understanding, and I know that. But there's a difference between being, like, understanding of people's feelings and just being straight up, like, you're a doormat and everyone walks all over you. And people used to know the doormat version of me, so that whenever I became a little bit more hard-shelled, they'd be like, what is wrong with you? Like, why can't you take a joke? You're so sensitive. But you're so insensitive to other people. Like, you just told me that I'm being rude, but I'm not being rude. I'm just joking around. You're so insensitive, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of times in life where people test who you are and will test you as a person. They'll be like, they'll tell you a whole bunch of versions of yourself. But who are you? You need to make that decision. You need to know who you are. For example, if somebody came up to you and said, I like your bright pink hair, but you have brown hair like mine, you'd be like, girl, what? Like, what are you talking about? You would just think that they're, like, joking around with you and be like, okay, bye. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? You wouldn't take it seriously because you're set on that. You know you have brown hair. So, like, that's very easy for you to just be like, okay, girl, what? What are you talking about? But if you're not set on who you are as a person, if you don't think that you're hardworking, right? If you don't know that already about yourself, that you are hardworking, you're not set on that, and somebody trusts you, they're like, you're so lazy. Why don't you just get up and work? You're so lazy. But you're just taking a break, and they're like, you're so lazy. If you don't know that about yourself, you're going to be like, holy shit, am I lazy? Like, am I taking a break right now? Is that lazy? Should I be doing something? Should I be, getting up and doing something? But if you know that you're not lazy, you're not gonna trip about that. You're just gonna take your time, and you're just going to take a rest and whatever, and then you'll get back up and do whatever you were doing. All right, the next thing people are gonna be pressed about, but I don't care. You gotta get a hobby. You gotta find something to do. You gotta stop caring so much about what other people think about you. It starts with you too. Like, these people, they're already losers. They're already pathetic. Like, we can't do much about them. Like, boo-hoo. But you need to start thinking more about your future. If you want to start a business, go work on that business. Stop caring about what Vanessa thinks about you. Who cares? If Chloe's always telling you, like, oh, like, you're so cringy for posting this, you're so cringy for posting that, like, thank you for my views. No, scram. You're a rat. Like, you gotta adopt that mindset. Like, you can't stop. You have to stop being like, I want to do this, but I'm scared that they're gonna laugh at me. And so what? Like, what then? If they laugh at you, they had a good laugh. Like, what now? What changed? Like, literally, tell me what changed. Like, what changed? What now? Like, they laughed at you because you posted a video and it didn't go viral. Okay, and what? You're gonna post again and maybe it'll go viral. Or maybe it won't and you'll post again. And you'll post again until it does. Like, so what? Do you really think that every single actor out there, every single audition they walked into, you think that they got every single role? No. They got the ones that were suitable for them. But if they didn't go, if they would have auditioned and they would have failed and somebody laughed at them and they would have stopped there, they would have never become who they are. The person that you look up to right now, you think that they never had fail in their entire life? No, they definitely did. They definitely had some minor setbacks and they definitely didn't quit. You know, the NBA player, the NHL player that you're looking up to right now, do you think that they made every single cut, every single tryout that they went to? You think that they made every single one? No. Do you think that every single shot they've ever taken with that stick, you think that they got it? You think that they got it in the net every single time? No, absolutely not. But if they would have stopped there, they wouldn't have gotten anywhere. You think the super rich celebrities right now who are like literally bathing in dollars, bathing in dollar bills, bathing in $100 bills right now, and they see somebody posting, some random internet troll who literally has no life, they comment, "I don't like you." Do you really think that they're gonna like think twice about that? No. They're just gonna be like, womp womp. If you want to be successful and you want something out of life, there's gonna be a million haters. You might as well just get used to them now and be like, splendid, this is just my practice, incredible, iconic. Like, if you're wasting all this time and all this energy that you could be putting into your goals into a hater, like, I can't even feel bad for you, girl. Like that's on you. Like, if you really want something so badly, stop caring about what the losers think and just go for it. Like, honestly. And I feel like as the older that you get, the more you understand that. Like, whenever I was in middle school, like, I would have never thought that way. Like, I would have been like, I want to post, but people are going to judge me. That's that. People are going to judge me. That's it. I can't do this. Like, I can't post. Like, I can't be the joke. I can't be the center of attention right now. No way, Jose. You know what I mean? But now that I'm older, I'm like, I could have done a lot of great things whenever I was younger if I didn't care about what other people think. And you can't go back in time. All you can do is work on the present and hope best for the future. So it's best now if you start realizing, like, okay, like, I can really do something great here if I stop caring about what little Susie thinks. This point is mainly for people who, like, constantly, like, whenever they're doing, like, a presentation or something, they care about what people think. Okay, say that there's 28 people in your class right now. I can guarantee you there's only about 5 people that are actually truly listening to what you're saying right now. Like, if you are afraid of public speaking right now, if you're afraid of people laughing at you when you walk into a room, chances are there's only about 5 people that are looking at you right now when you walk into that room. Because here's the thing. A lot, like, once you start really thinking about Sonder is like whenever you realize that everybody around you has a life of their own. Like, you're not the only main character. Like everyone else is their own main character, right? Like, if I look right there right now, that man right there, he has a family of his own. He could be going to go see his grandmother, or he could have just gotten the worst news of his entire life. Like, I don't know, but I know that he has a life of his own. And everybody in that room that you think is judging you right now, everybody in that room has a life of their own. You know, they're busy. And they're probably not even thinking about you. Like, one person's thinking about what they're going to eat today. The next person's thinking about how they're going to get to work. The next person's thinking about how they can pay their bills. The next person's thinking about the fact that they're failing this course. The next person's thinking about how they're afraid of the presentation that they have to do in the next class. Nobody's thinking about you, girl. Like, it's really not that deep. Like, nobody's thinking about you. And if they're looking at you, they're probably thinking you're pretty. Like, honestly. Like, once you really start thinking about what Sonder is and, like, the fact that everybody has a life of their own and you're probably not their biggest concern right now, things will get a lot easier. And, like, something that a lot of people find really helpful for themselves is to create an alter ego, okay? This person does not care about what other people think about them, and they know who they are, you know? This person thinks that they are the shit. And then once you start, this is what I did. I was literally so shy, and I cared about what other people thought about me all the time. Like, that's all I thought about was, what are they thinking about me? Do they think I'm funny? Do they think that I'm cool? Do they think, no, I really don't care. Like, I really couldn't care less about what you think about me. Like, move on with your life. Like, seriously. If I'm your biggest problem right now, if I'm the most important thing in your life right now, peace. Thank you so much, but, like, go get a life. Anyway, but, like, just create an alter ego and think, like, what would this person do in my shoes right now? what would my highest self, what would the person that I want to be so badly, the person who doesn't care about themselves, what would they do in this situation? If somebody was judging them, what would they do? And for me, like, my alter ego wouldn't care. And the more you pretend to be that person, you'll just become that person. Like, you know, whenever like somebody's like an actress or an actor and they just embody that role so much, like they play it so much to the point where they become it, that's what will happen to you. You'll be like, say your like alter ego is like Belle. Your alter ego is Belle. Okay, that's her name. Belle doesn't care about what other people think she is. Belle doesn't care about, I don't know, the people who judge her. Belle wants big things in life. She's gonna get big things. Belle doesn't let trash and rodents around her. She gets people that actually uplift her and like talk really highly about her and uplift her all the time. Treat her like a queen. That's who Belle is. What are you gonna do now? What do you do? What's different? What's different between you and her? Find what's different between you and her and embody what she would do or what he would do in that situation and become that. And it'll become so much easier for you to stop caring about what other people think, because you'll be like, you don't faze me at all. Like, my alter ego, that wouldn't faze her. And once you see that you can do that, like if you're pretending to be someone else and once you see that you can do that, you can dissociate from what other people think about you, you'll be like, this is so easy. Like, why didn't I start doing this months ago, years ago? Another thing is reflect on all the things you've done in the past life that you've had, all the things that you've overcome. You've overcome this, you've overcome that. Maybe your parents were divorced and you overcame that. Maybe you got rejected by multiple jobs. Maybe you've been bankrupt before. Maybe you went through a really painful breakup. You went through a surgery. You failed a course, but then you got your GPA back up. Whatever it is, you went through a whole bunch of stuff. Once you realize what you can go through and what you can achieve in life and what you can endure, nothing else can, like, why would the phonies and why would the little rats who care about you and spend all their time hating on you, why would that faze you anymore? You've been through a really, really, really rough patch and you've made a great life for yourself. Why would what they say faze you? Why would you listen to them? Girl, bye. I know that I've been through a lot and I know that I've overcome a lot. Like, I know that I've been there for myself. And I'm not going to let anyone ruin that. Like, I'm not going to let your ridiculous little opinions about me change who I think about myself already. Like, I know what I've been through, and I know that I've been through like, I was with myself at that point, so how dare you judge me? Like, why would I care about what you think about me whenever I know myself this well? Like, I'll literally be damned if your perception of me changes who I think about myself. Like, I was there. You weren't there whenever I went through everything. And once you realize everything that you've gone through and everything that you stuck through with yourself, that's nothing that anyone ever says will faze you. Like, feel pride in the things that you've overcome. Feel pride in those things. Be like, wow, I really overcame a lot of stuff. And I was there for myself through all those things. Why would I not love myself through that? Why would I not be confident about myself with that? Why would I care about what this little loser ass poser thinks about me? Like, girl, bye. The next thing, talk really, really, really highly about yourself. Talk highly about yourself. I always, whenever somebody like says, say 3 things about you, I'm not going to say 3 bad things about myself. I'm going to say 3 great things about myself. Matter of fact, I'm going to add another thing. I'm going to add one extra little bonus thing about me that makes me so special and iconic. You know? I remember I used to be so unconfident. Like, it was so sad. We were in grade 4 or 5, and the teacher said, name one thing you like about yourself. Everyone in your class, like, it was like this like mindful thing, like it was like a wellness thing, and we all had to name one thing that we like about ourselves. I didn't name anything because I was too afraid to be like seen as cocky and whatever. Everyone else named one thing that they liked about themselves. I couldn't do it, so the teacher had to name one thing that they liked about me. They said that they liked my hair, but they like my dark brown hair because I've always had dark brown hair, and long. It's always been long, so she said she liked the length and whatever. I couldn't name one thing I like about myself. Name things that you like about yourself constantly. I talked to this girl the other day, and we were talking about job interviews and whatever, and she said that like whenever they ask her like what can you work on, she can always think that. She can always think about what she can't do and whatever, but whenever they say name something that you've done really, really well in your job, she can't think about anything. Like, she's like, she turns that part off about her. She doesn't like to think well about herself because she's like, that's embarrassing, that's cocky. No, it's not. If you're always judging yourself and always being mean to yourself, obviously you're going to care about what everyone thinks about you because you're so judgmental towards yourself. If you're judgmental towards yourself, you're going to let everyone else judge you too, and then you're just like plagued with all these opinions. Think highly about yourself. Think highly about yourself. Even whenever you think like in your head like I probably can't do it, still say I can. Always put like those like positive affirmations into your head, because the more you say it, the more other people will believe it, and most importantly, the more you'll believe it. Who cares if other people don't believe it, because that's their own problem. If they want to trip about who you are, let them talk about that. Like that, let that be their distraction. Let you be their distraction and let them like scurry off. But you are powerful. You are the rock center, and you are going to do great things. If other people around you are busy talking about you, cool, fans, whatever, who cares? Yeah. That's the video for today. It's kind of rushed because TBH, I'm sick, and also it's getting a little dark. But yeah, that's the video for this week. I hope you, or this month or whatever the heck. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Okay, bye.